Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, I am out at Kleiner Park again today. There's something I want to show you. I was out at the park earlier today going for a walk, and I saw them setting up over at the Bandshell. There's a band over there right now. And I've never shown you guys that Bandshell with anything going on, so I thought, well, hey, this might be an opportunity to do it. What drone am I flying, you might ask? Well, I was talking to my friend Johnny Drone Buyer, Johnny Alfonso earlier today, and we were talking about the very capable Autel Lite Plus. Amazing drone. To me, this is the best drone that Autel has ever made. This camera is absolutely amazing. The only downside to this drone is that for an FPV feed, I'm gonna have to use my iPhone 14. They don't make any kind of a smart controller for it. Autel, if you're listening, you really need a smart controller for this drone. It would make it a home run. But in any case, let's quit messing around. Let's get this bird in the air. We'll fly it around. We'll look at the Bandshell. We'll do some other stuff. We'll try out the obstacle avoidance, maybe fly through some of the trees here and so forth and see how well it does. So let's quit messing around. Let's get this bird in the air. Okay, we've got satellites. It says safe to fly. Let's take a quick look at the menu here. Max altitude, that's good. 35 meters is good for return to home height. It's not asking for any kind of calibrations. I think we are good to go there. There's the firmware version if anybody is interested. And let's see, let's take a look at camera here. Let's format that SD card just for the fun of it. Got that done, format successful. We've got all of our grid lines on. Looks to me like we're good to go there. Let's make sure, yeah, we are shooting in 4K 30 frames per second. And I'm gonna flip on HDR. It's a bright day, but I'm still gonna throw that on there. Okay, I just realized I didn't have my Action 2 camera on. It is on now, so you guys can see the drone down there. You will have just seen the screen recording so far here. So anyway, let's go ahead and start recording now. And there is no reason not to take off here. Again, I haven't flown this for a while, so I'm kind of making sure I'm familiar enough with the app here. So let's go ahead and do a manual takeoff, slide to take off. And there's the drone. Boy, you know what? This thing is fairly quiet and just nice, stable. Look at that thing. That is perfect. Let's swing it around here, see how close we can get to the camera here. I have a feeling, yeah, and it's telling us that we're too close. But let's go ahead and move forward. See if we can. I hit the up stick there. Let's go ahead and move forward here. And I've got the stick full forward, and it will not move. So it isn't going to move for us. So let me see if I can bring it around. I'm bringing it sideways here, and we are going to do our droney from the other side. So you're going to lose a picture of the drone here in just a second. And I'm going to stand up so I can see what I'm doing. Bring the drone around the other side of us here for our droney. Okie dokie. Wow, there's some stuff going on. I'm going to flip the drone around here so you can see this truck that's going to go by here in a second. Looks like there's something going on because they got a sandwich van setting up there, a food van. So yeah, there must be big doings in the park tonight. So we're going to show you here in just a second. I'll show you the Bandshell. And I hear an aircraft. Yeah, he's way high up there. There's an airliner way up there, but I always look when I see an aircraft. Okay, zeroing in here, reversing up now, reverse and up. And this drone is so smooth. I should have had that camera drop down just a little bit more. But you can see where I'm at in the park there. You see I had to find a nice shady spot because boy, oh boy, it is a hot day today. But with this breeze, there's enough of a breeze, and sitting in the shade here is feeling pretty good. We're up there a ways. Yeah, we're 54 meters in the air. I had to kind of familiarize myself with the app. I was looking for where the altitude was at there, and it's in the. I call it the radar. I know it's an attitude indicator. It looks like an old-fashioned radar screen. That's why I call it that. I have people that give me a hard time over that sometimes when I call it the radar. They say, it's not radar. Yeah, I know it's not radar. Okay, here's the Bandshell over here. Let's drop down and see if we can kind of ease over the top. And you can see the hillside and the trees there where people set up when they're watching what's going on. And yeah, we can even drop some more altitude here. And we're gonna slowly bring this guy around. It's weird, it kind of, even though I had I was giving it stick commands, it kind of slowed down, stopped for a second there like it was obstacle avoidance. I don't know what that was, but anyway, let's get right in front of the Bandshell here. Yeah, and I'm getting obstacle avoidance. It says things in the nose. Well, you know, we're so high up there. There's nothing up there, so I don't know what that's about. Yeah, it's weird. It's thinking it's seeing something in front of it. And in fact, right now, I can't go forward because it's saying that it's got something in front of the drone. That is weird. What would that be? Let's drop some altitude. I don't know. Dropping some altitude did it, although I'm getting that off and on. That is really strange. Yeah, it's telling me there's something in front of the drone, and we know we're high enough that there's nothing up there. I don't know what that's about. That's a problem if you can't go forward. So here's what I'm going to do. I hate to do this, but I am going to turn OA off if I can remember how to do that on this drone. Control. Image transmission. Nope. Safety maybe. Is it in safety here someplace? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not. Yeah, obstacle avoidance sensor. We're going to go. We're going to turn it off. Yeah. So we'll go back into that later, but obviously that's causing us to not be able to fly right now, so turning it off. I don't know what that's about, but we can kind of get down here, and let me drop the camera down. And actually there's nobody down here, is there? So we can get this drone down up and close here. Yeah, let's pick the camera up here. And then let's kind of rotate around, and I'm gonna have to be careful here because I don't want to run into any trees, and we did turn OA off. But I wanted to show you guys what it was like, and we're kind of safe here because there's nobody in the park right now. So let's back it back up. I want to get above those trees. And I see the OA icon there on the main part of the screen here, so I probably could have. I'm going to grab a bunch of altitude just to be on the safe side. And then we'll back this guy up. I don't want to bother anybody, but we got down there and got a look at him. And let's go ahead and scoot around here. That's weird about that phantom OA issue. Nothing in front of us, and the OA was stopping us from going forward. And we weren't facing the sun. In fact, we were facing away from the sun. So that is really strange. Let's go ahead and do let's do a full orbit around this around the Bandshell here. You can kind of see the whole thing. So you can see where I drop down, and I kind of drop down to the side of their sound guy there, that little tent that they have set up there, or sunshade. And you can see their trailer and so forth. So it looks like they're just warming up, and I don't know what time their program starts tonight, but I'm kind of glad we got here before anybody was here, so it made it easier for us to see this. Oh, there's that, looks like that sandwich truck that we saw earlier is setting up right there, huh? Look at this. Okay, let's go over and get in on that guy and see what we can see. Move back around the other way. I don't know what he's trying to do there. I suppose you could drive around there, but not very far. I don't know where he's going to set up. Usually they set up in the kind of the... I'm surprised they let him in here, to be honest with you. Usually they set up at the other part of the park, off in the distance, picking up the camera over there where you can see the paved area. That's usually where they set up the food trucks. So I don't know. Okay, now I see that there is an OA at the very top here, and I think I can click on that and turn OA back on. Yeah, obstacle avoidance is on. So you can see I turned it on, and we had a quick little, yeah, we're getting something in the nose there. I don't know what it's seeing, but it's not liking it, that's for sure. And I am full stick forward right now. And yeah, I mean, we're only going 3 meters per second. We're in standard mode. Wow, this is really odd. Okay, now it's picking up. Now it's finally picking up. Yeah, we're 10 meters per second. So that was really strange. I had full throttle there, and there we're getting those nose obstacle avoidance warnings. I don't know, that's really strange. High up in the air facing different directions. And again, I'm full stick forward, and it's not moving, barely moving. I don't know. This is Autel. Okay, let's now, you know, then it started speeding up. That was really strange, folks. No doubt that speed stuff has to do with the obstacle avoidance, but I don't know. Let's see if we can kind of do a, let's get a little closer. And again, it's giving me a warning here. Well, that could be that it's seeing the fountain here. But let's see if we can go around this guy. This is me doing a manual orbit, and I'm missing there a little bit. That's one of the things that I like about this park, is that there's all these things to look at here that are always a lot of fun. And we're not very high. We're only about 9 meters off the ground here. That's about 30 feet. Man, this thing is, so I had my, you saw me yawing real quickly there. I had my thumb completely off the right stick, and the drone was still moving sideways. I don't know. I don't like that. I like feeling like I'm in control. And we got some fishermen down here. We won't fly over the top of them. We don't want to bug them, but let's see if we can kind of move around here a little bit. Just kind of giving you guys a look at the park on a nice sunny day. And I keep getting those OA warnings. Very strange. Okay, I'm gonna pick up the camera a little bit here, and we're gonna kind of come up over these trees and kind of do a reveal over the main part of the park. So pretty quickly here, in just a few, well, in fact, I think it's next weekend, as a matter of fact, not this coming weekend, but the weekend after, we're going to have the Corvette Club, we're going to have Vet Fest, and this part of the park will be covered in Corvettes. Not many people around here out here now because it's such a hot day. But And by the way, my phone is actually staying, I'm getting a pretty good FPV view. It's not heating up, so I think it helps being in the shade here. But what I was telling you about food trucks is usually they set them up right here, and I'm gonna kind of move around sideways so you can see it. I don't want to get over there by where the kids' playgrounds and stuff are at. They got a splash pad and so forth you can see over there. But right between these rows of trees, that they often set up food trucks there. And again, I'm getting obstacle avoidance warnings, and I just don't know what that's all about. I know it sure makes it difficult to fly the drone, I can tell you that. Let's go forward. And you know, like I said, I'm noticing some anomalies in the way the drone accelerates. I am full stick forward. We're at 3 meters per second in standard mode. Really strange, and we're not getting any obstacle avoidance. And I know it's not that windy. In fact, we'll prove it. Let's turn around and go the other way, and see if we get, you know, see if it, you know, if it's the wind at our back or whatever. So again, here's that kind of main drag through the park, and we get another obstacle avoidance warning. So I'm going full stick forward, and it is not wanting to move at all because I'm getting those obstacle avoidance warnings. And now it's starting. Yeah, it starts to move, and then we get those warnings. Yeah, no good. Autel, you're going to have to work on this. So I'm going to turn OA off. And I figured out how to do that. So now full stick forward. And yeah, we're getting right up to speed then. Yeah, very strange. Okay, so I'm going to try that the other way with OA off. So those problems with speed were related to that obstacle avoidance. Some kind of anomaly there. You know, like I said, there's nothing in front of the drone. And what's funny is we were faced away from the sun there. And yeah, now I'm full stick forward. Yeah, so those speed issues that I were having are clearly related to obstacle avoidance. Man, I'm telling you, that is just, that's not good at all. And I can see, I apologize for that quick yaw movement there. I need to adjust the the rates on the controls here because it's pretty quick. Yeah, and I noticed I had a little stutter on FPV there, but that was my fault because I was faced away from the drone. And here we are. This is the, and I've shown you guys this before, but this is Idaho's memorial to war dead. And I think it's really cool. I'm going to drop the camera down so you can see there's an obelisk down there, and then the 3 flags. Pretty neat deal. This is a great park, I'm telling you. And that building you see there, I've shown you that before, that's a senior center. And I guess I'm a senior, but I've never been inside the thing. And then I've shown you plenty of times, I've shown you this, this sculpture over here. We'll do a quick loop around that, and then we'll come back towards me, and we're gonna try. Ooh boy, that's fast. Yeah, I should have been in a slower mode. So let's click into, I don't want to go into ludicrous, but I do want to go into smooth mode. So I don't want to leave you guys with that bad move that I did just then. Let's go the other way here. And I'm not hearing any sound out of the bandshell, so they must have quit their practicing for now. That's a little better, isn't it? Little smoother circle around the sculpture. And let's go right over the top of it. I'm just kind of curious here, height-wise. We're about 21 meters high, and look, we're pretty darn close to the height of this thing. Look at this. Yeah, we're above it, but we're not that far above it. Look at the top of that guy. Haha, that's pretty cool. Okay, pick that camera back up. There you see the labyrinth down below there. I think that's a cool thing in the park. And I showed this the other day. This is a community garden. So the other day when I did a video here with the Mini 3, I believe it was the Mini 3, and I wasn't sure what kind of a garden this was. And if you look down here on this sign, I'm going to see if I can show you the sign, and maybe we can get down lower and you can see it here. Let's see if we can get down in on it. One way to zoom is just to get your drone closer. Dropping that camera down, and right there you can see that it says community garden. So one of the things, and I'm starting to get a little breakup because I'm so low. Let's get our signal back here, and we'll get back up in the air. I was just going to say, I believe Autel's control signal is second to none. You know, DJI is coming out with OcuSync 4 with the Air 3. I can tell you that this system on this drone is every bit as good as OcuSync 3, if not better. It's really good. So let's see, we're at 46% battery. I'm going to bring this drone back kind of close to us, and we're going to turn OA back on, and we're going to go in between some of the trees here and see how it does. I'm you know, obviously a little concerned because of the issues that we've already had, but we're going to try it anyway. We've been shooting for about, we've had video on it for about 19 minutes here, so. Kind of getting my bearings here. There we are. Get around the other side here. This is, you can see all these walking trails and so forth. This is a great park. And I hear that drone above me. Back it up here a little bit. And there's my car. Let's see if we can bring it on down. And one of the things that I want to try here is the obstacle avoidance. So I'm going to turn OA back on here, maybe. I'm clicking on it. There we go. And of course we're immediately getting that front facing, which that could be those trees there. Picking up the camera. Okay, there I am right there. And so this appears to be pretty accurate, right? What we're seeing right here. And I'm going to see if I can fly through these trees. I mean, it's right over the top of me now. And of course my iPhone is starting to dim just as I'm trying to do this kind of work. So I'm going to get it down low here. And let's see if we can fly through these trees. And it'll do it. Let's face right towards this tree right here. Let me pick up that camera just a little bit. And let's head right towards it and let's see what happens. And the drone just won't move. It just will not move. It's not moving an inch. Now this guy doesn't, I got to be careful because it does not have sideways obstacle avoidance. And I am physically looking at the drone here because I don't want to fly it into something. Okay, let's go out, see if we can kind of thread the needle here. Pick up the camera just a little. Full stick forward. And here's the thing, it will not go forward. So it doesn't, it must not have any kind of APAS. It just brakes. You know, like if you were doing this with the Air 2S, it would actually, and see, it's still showing. See, it's still showing things right in front of the drone here. Look at this, right? Yeah. See, I don't know. How do I get the drone to move, right? The only way I am looking at, in fact, I'm going to point the drone right towards me. And I'm telling you, I'm looking at the drone and there's a clear path. Full stick forward, I can't get it to move. I'm going to have to, well, now it is. There, it finally, no, then it stopped again. I'm going to have to turn OA off. Well, you know what? Let's go. Let me go into. I'm going to go into safety and advanced settings again, and obstacle avoidance. Is there any way? Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, it's showing the radar map, which shows you where your obstacles are at, and the obstacle avoidance is on. I don't see any form of APAS on this guy. If I'm just missing something, folks, let me know, but I don't think so. And like I said, I'm kind of like at a dead stop with the drone right here. I'm actually going to have to turn OA off. Trying to do that now. And now I can fly the drone back to me. Which I think that's what you're going to want to do much of the time with this guy, because that obstacle avoidance system seems to have done nothing but kind of hamper anything that I've tried to do. I have been unable to do it with the drone, so because it just comes to a complete stop. So I guess my recommendation with this guy is turn OA off. So, but be careful. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. Let me back it up here. And we are, let's see, how much battery we got? We're at 29%, so it's going to be wanting to come home here pretty quick. We're going to go straight up. Let me drop that camera down. And I'm going to turn OA back on because I want it to brake if it sees something in front of it. But let's go back over. And you know, when you turn OA on, it must do something that it does not accelerate very fast. Because you can see how slow it's accelerating here. We're at 3 meters per second. I mean, of course, we're in smooth mode. Hang on, let me put it back in standard mode. I'm sorry about that. Standard mode here, that was my fault. But now, of course, I'm getting those false readings again. It's thinking that it's got something in front of it. Yeah, gosh, this just doesn't work. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Okay, we're going to turn OA off. And now we can fly the drone. Yeah, so I guess what I'm going to tell you with this guy is just to consider, just to kind of think of it as a drone without obstacle avoidance. And speaking of that, I'm going to get some altitude here. Now let's get around and let's look at this guy again. And I think this guy does have, I believe, zoom. I'm trying to remember how you access the zoom. Let me touch on the side here. No, that's not it. Function, maybe? Function? Oh, that's obstacle avoidance. Oh, I've got that to, that just changed me into ludicrous mode, so that's evidently I have that set to do that. I'm telling you, I thought that this guy had a digital zoom, but you know what? I'm not seeing it. We're not going to mess around. We're down to 23% battery. Let's kick this guy up and let's see how fast we can go in ludicrous mode. Let's go out across the pond here and see what kind of speed. I'm going to predict, let me adjust the vector here a little bit. I'm going to predict maybe 15 meters per second top. Nah, we're not even that, 11.8. This is not a terribly powerful drone. I have found that out in the past, and I'm staring it out over the other pond here. We'll turn around, we'll go the other direction and see if wind is affecting it. It's going to go into emergency or low battery return to home here any second. So let's kick it this way. Let's see if we can get some more speed. Yeah, I'm going to cancel that because we're coming home. Let's see, speed wise. Yeah, not any better, so I don't know. It's not the wind. Okay, let's do this. Let's kick it into manual RTH. Let me, I'm gonna, yeah, I forgot I set that function button for speed. So we're in standard mode. I'm gonna hit return to home on the controller. And it's gonna come back to us. What do we have? 19% battery. It's gonna rise up to its 35 meter return to home height. I turned obstacle avoidance back on. And let's see if that, see, it's seeing something in its nose right now. I mean, yeah, the OA on this thing is just phony. It's not gonna come home. We're gonna have to turn that off. Yeah, I'm sorry, turned OA off. That's the only way we're gonna get the drone home. I mean, excuse me, this thing is going really high. We had return to home altitude set at 35 meters, I would swear. And it went up to 85 meters high. And while it's coming down, I'm gonna look at that in the safety menu here. Yeah, return to home 35 meters. It climbed to 85 meters in height. Okay, well, whatever's fair. Looks like we're between the trees, so that's good. I've got that cancel button here ready to go, or the pause button if it looks like it's going to miss. Landing, please make sure the landing point is safe. And yeah, I'll probably cancel it. I don't know if it's going to hit the pad or not, and the pad is shaded, so I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt there. But it is in a safe spot. And let me get out of the way of the camera. Hopefully you can see that. I am going to pause, and let's see if we can bring that guy back over the landing pad. That's got to be pretty darn close. There's that pad. And I'm in standard mode, so I should be in smooth mode here to get this. Okay. Yeah, it's coming down. It said, nah, I'm coming down no matter what. I like the way this drone shuts off recording on its way, once it lands. That way you don't get a corrupted file. Let me get everything shut down and we'll do a quick conclusion. Hey, okay, the Autel Evo Lite Plus. We had some weird obstacle avoidance issues with this drone today. I'm looking at the front of the drone. There's nothing covering up those sensors. I don't know what that was about. I don't remember having those kind of issues the last time I flew it, but it was literally unflyable with OA on, because it would just come to a stop way up in the air and you couldn't make forward motion. And then the other thing I noticed is, I was trying to go around the trees here. I couldn't remember if this drone has Autel's version of APAS where we'll go around objects. If it does, I couldn't find a setting for it in the app. And I'm sorry, I don't fly this that often, so I'm not as familiar with the Sky app as I am the Fly app. However, I don't believe it does. And if somebody knows that, please put it in the comments down below, and we'll correct it on another video. But you clearly saw the issues that we had with OA. Very, very strange. But the star of this show is the camera on this guy. It is just phenomenal, takes phenomenal video. Speed-wise, you saw me flying it around. You know what? Your mini drone is faster than this guy, faster and more powerful. Depends on what you need. I mean, it does okay. I like, you know, the video quality makes up for a lot of that other stuff. And you saw what I did. I just turned OA off and we were fine, right? We were able to fly around. But what I noticed when OA was on, I got some weird things. I couldn't accelerate, and it would, you know, it would accelerate very, very slowly, etc. So in any case, you know, if you turn OA off, and when you're way up there in the air, you don't need OA anyway, right? So you might as well just turn it off. It is kind of handy when you're down low, however. Anyway, we got a good look around the park. You got to see the Bandshell over there with actually some people in it actually performing, and our timing was perfect because it was before any audience showed up, so we were able to get over the hill there and get down low and not have any people there to worry about, etc. So anyway, enough jibber jabber. I guess that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out, and if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I really do appreciate you taking the time to look at this video and to check out the Autel Evo Lite Plus. We'll absolutely see you on the next one. Bye now.